Asking questions is the first way to begin change. If you want to achieve success in your life, make intelligent questions. Great scientists used to question everything, which then led to success in their life. Anyone heard of this similar quotes before? Familiar, right? These are probably the most commonly used quotes anytime you hear a lecture about the power of question. But these lectures are always about the question based on future technology, math problems, scientific phenomena, and things like that. Those lectures are also great, but a question about me, not the external world, is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to start my talk with some questions. Do you know about a boy named Jacob who wakes up 7:30 in the morning, talks about superheroes with his friends during lunchtime, wishing one day that he could rule the world? Anyone? What about a girl named Amy who loves to watch horror movies but can't sleep at night because of an imaginary ghost living under her bed? No one, right? Yeah. Me neither. Okay, they are people so far away and has no relationship with you. Whether you know them or not doesn't matter at all. But what about this? Do you know you? This really matters a lot, but you might not answer yes to this question confidently. Then what is the real me? Even I don't have an ideal answer to this question. However, to help you as far as I can, I'm going to talk about the questions that leads to the real you based on my school life story. Imagine I'm walking on a hallway back to my classroom like always and crush. It was my classmate that I run into. Then my thoughts and behavior would be like this. Ow, it hurts. Oh my god, are you okay? What if it was my teacher that I run into? Then my thoughts and behavior would be like this. What have I done? I'm so sorry, I should have been more careful. And lastly, what if it was my crush that I'd run into? Then my thoughts and behavior would be like this. This is a destiny. Blah, blah, blah. We looked at 3 different situations and I behaved differently every single time. In this case, which is the real me? To make me behave the same in every single occasion, we need to eliminate the factor that leads to changes in my behavior. There are so many implied factors, but if you look closely, you find a common ground. For a friend, fear of losing friendship. For a teacher, fear of getting negative impression. And for a crush, fear of drifting apart. Yes, it was fear that blocked me from behaving like the real me. From experiencing numerous of these situations where I behave differently according to the surroundings such as people, places, etc., I came to the conclusion that all human beings, including me, has a self-protection ability. We are afraid, so we make up our fake self to use as a barrier to block ourselves from all the things we fear. And actually, you might have been wondering, why is finding the real me so important? And this is the ultimate answer to that question. Physical barriers are not permanent, and so is the mental barrier. Mental barriers, such as fake selves, aren't permanent either. They will eventually break and hurt the real you too. The more barriers you make, the more fear will accumulate that has the potential to hurt you when barriers are broken. From that point on, I thought, why do I think the real me is so weak? Why can't I just trust myself? Trust myself that I can endure every single fear that I have. Doesn't sound so difficult, right? Yeah. So I tried to break every single fake self that I made. The very first one was a fake self I made while doing a science fair. This girl, who is me, but not the real me at the same time, conducted a research that focuses only on the result based on a fear of failing, of losing on a competition. At that moment, I didn't realize the true meaning inherent in the research. This is my thought at the moment. Things like, what is a result judges will like? And which trick can I use to make our result look more dramatic? And how can I write a research paper that makes our research look professional? Things like that. Of course, I should consider about the external factors such as evaluation process and feasibility. However, I shouldn't consider about it only. Fake self, which only considered about its external factors, made me stuck. I couldn't move forward from where I started, and I wasn't living in the moment. This is not what I really am. So I decided to change. To endure the fear of falling and the fear of losing on a competition by breaking the fake self that I have. As soon as I held my heart firmly and broke the fake self that was acting as a mental barriers, fears did come in. However, this fear, which I thought would frustrate me, boosted me instead to do what I really wanted to do instead of what others wanted. That way, I learned the true meaning inherent in the research itself. The process of getting to know what I was really interested in and to solve it. And plus, the result was actually great too. Just to be clear, the way to know the real me is not about eliminating all the fake self that I have. It's about keeping it to a minimum number. For that, I had to trust myself. Trust myself that I can endure small fears. The more I trust in myself, the stronger the real me will be. So, you come all the way here to find 2 questions that leads to the real me. Question number 1. What do you fear? And number 2, how many fake selves do you have? As a person who have questioned myself with these 2 questions already, I know it's gonna be really hard to find the real self. And I know that these 2 philosophical but also practical questions can determine the entire you. However, don't ever give up. Unlike many other questions you've solved before, there is no time limit, no answer, and best of all, no failure. This whole process is not about whether you find yourself or not. It's about having a chance to know you, to love you a little bit more. If you've changed, know yourself, love yourself more than before, that's what I call a success. Thank you.